hand over to DM just to address us.
Okay, thank you very much, Atlanta, and good evening to all of you. We have just come to the family today. As you know that a 14-year-old Likhona Fose's body was found exactly a week after 30-year-old Olerato lifeless body was found. And you are aware that yesterday, myself and General Musikiri, we were at the funeral of Olerato. And all this happens in the midst of the discovery of the lifeless body of a woman under her boyfriend's bed at his house in Protea, Soweto. And the 27-year-old boyfriend, fortunately, have been arrested. So, ladies and gentlemen, this ongoing targeting of women, young girls, and vulnerable groups remain a very serious concern to us. Putting a stop to gender-based violence and femicide is a national priority, and that is why maximum resources are always deployed to investigate such cases and track down these perpetrators. You'll agree with me that the turnaround that we did for Olerato and also for the 20-year-old, we're able to do that. It cannot be business as usual. And when women are attacked and killed on a weekly basis, there's no way we can sit down and celebrate. And it cannot be normal that a 14-year-old girl's private parts are mutilated and removed. I'm not sure what kind of animals are these, because surely it can be human beings. You can kill me, but also to take my private parts, I don't think is correct. And ladies and gentlemen, as a South African Police Service occult unit, we have what we call occult unit because we are suspecting that it might be some cult-related or something else. Have been roped in, as I said, that we're going to employ all the resources to investigate this matter. The SAPS occult unit is responsible for investigating all cases where body parts are removed from victims for various reasons, including hate crime or multi-crime. So there are two possibilities here, as they were briefing me, that it could be Likhona was targeted for her sexuality, making it a hate crime, or her body parts were mutilated for multi-purposes. Our investigations are still going on, and maximum resources, as I've said, have been roped in, for sure you have seen for yourself, to find out who's killed this young woman. The fight for gender-based violence is indeed a priority that requires a collective response. I have watched you, the media, some of you were here in the morning helping, coming on board, and that's what we have been asking, that all of us should come and make sure that we fight this GBV. And I'm happy that we found also the communities around and the councillor around who also are worried about this issue, and they came in their numbers to support the family. It is not easy. The old woman here, you can see that, it is tough. And then for the siblings, it is not also okay. And I'm not even sure where we get energy to really just be able to stand in front of you and still say something. We need everyone on board, everyone in society, and I'm happy that this is happening here. It must be a shared responsibility to address the root causes of violence and create a safer environment for women. It might be you today. Tomorrow it might be me. We have faith and confidence in the team that have been appointed by the Provincial Commission of Police, Tate Masemula, to investigate the matter, that in no time a breakthrough will be registered. We request the full cooperation of this community, especially the young people in this community, Someone who knows what happened to Likhona, and the truth must come out, and her killers must be found. We urge women and young girls in our country to be extra vigilant. We're living among, animals now. We're like in a zoo, and of their surroundings, and not be so trusting. Always report your whereabouts to your parents, your friends, and guardians. And I will now, ladies and gentlemen, hand over to my colleague, Deputy Minister Steve Letsike from the Department of Women, Youth, a person with disability, to say something. Thank you very much.
No, thank you so much, Deputy Minister. I must say what has happened to Likhona is unacceptable. These are too many stories. The story of the 20-year-old from Protea is one of it. But also we are in a community that not so long ago, Tshepaang was murdered, and she was pregnant for that matter. So this is unacceptable behavior that we as government, we condemn. President has already declared gender-based violence as a crisis, as a second pandemic in our country. What we've done so far, already we have launched the 90-day plan, where all government departments are charged with responsibility to respond to gender-based violence. But key to our priority is the prevention. We no longer want gender-based violence to continue in our society. The perpetrators, as South African Police Service, also under the leadership of our ministry and Deputy Minister who's here, have already articulated the issue that prevention is key, but what is important, perpetrators have no space in society. We are grateful for the community of Brandfisher, the councillor here, the entire society and organizations that are here, that have come out. First, Department of Education was also here to provide psychosocial support, and it is one of the reasons why we're here, to make sure that all departments are playing their role. And South African Police Service that has been taking this responsibility and doing their work, and we are really grateful for that. And the perpetrators will be found. We must encourage all community members to work together. We want all society, civil society, to come out. We know who did this. The open field in this area, that's where the lifeless body of Likhona was found. A 14-year-old. We are in the week of child protection. Our children continue to be abused. The police has released statistics. Over 26,000 cases of assault against children in our country. That's unacceptable. Now, we have said it, government have said it, president have said it. It's in our hands as society that we stop. To stop gender-based violence, it means the perpetrators must stop. We cannot say women like Olerato, who has done absolutely everything to actually say where she is. We must always guard ourselves, guard our bodies. We must say where we are, which is all right. But it cannot be right that men don't stop. Men must stop raping, killing the people of this country. We are robbing this country of the potential of young people that it have. Yes, we've also looked at what we need to be doing in our national strategic plan. Accountability, consequence, which is really about justice. What Deputy Minister is doing with her team is really to find justice for the family and for Likhona. And we want the prosecution to happen. We want conviction to happen for all cases of gender-based violence in our country. So we remain committed as government, and we're joining efforts with all departments to respond to gender-based violence. Thank you.
Okay. I'll now hand over to the Deputy National Commissioner for Policing as well to have her say in terms of the investigation as highlighted by the Deputy Minister of Police.
Thank you very much to yourselves, media. A very good evening to Umpagati and the councillors and the leadership of different political parties. I have picked up a difference the family and of all the deputy ministers that are here with us to make sure that we do what we are supposed to be doing. In as far as the investigation is concerned, we have been informed as the leadership this morning by the provincial commissioner that the team has been assembled. As a DM Letsike is indicating that on the 90-day blitz that we have confirmed as government, we want to put a stop to this. We want to put all the resources to every case that gets reported. That is why we are here to reiterate to the communities around here, to the media and to the South Africans that this cannot just be a statistics. It's not a statistic. It's not just another case, but we will put on and support the team that the Provincial Commissioner of Gauteng has put together. We have the occult team. However, they are also being assisted by other teams, as the DM has indicated that we cannot rule out any other possibilities. The briefing that we received from the team is that they are following up on all the information that they are receiving, and we want to make an appeal to our communities to really come forward, because somebody somewhere knows something about what happened to Likhona, and we need that information, because today it's me, as the DMs were saying, it is your child, it is the Umpagati's child that has happened. This is the society's child of the communities that are having here. So today it can be the Fose family that is faced with this tragedy, and tomorrow it will be another one. So if as communities we are not putting something, we are not putting our resources as well to information, we rely on that intelligence. We will follow each and every information we get, however little the information is. We are waiting for that. We have the district commissioner. We have just committed to the family that they will update the family with regard to the investigations, and they will also update the media and the communities of what is happening. And I also want to pause here and say to the media, we want to thank you very much for making sure that issues of this kind are exposed. Issues of this kind get to be known. The purpose is not to scare the communities, it's not to instill fear, but it's to say we are having a challenge, we are having a problem. Come forward, let's make sure that where we reside, there is safety. If it is your child, mother, come forward. We don't know whether it's a she or a he who has committed this crime. Whoever that the child comes in, please don't tip your children that we are coming, because you will also get into the cells if you do that. So we want to make a plea and appeal that come forward and assist. We don't want to be reactionary. That will work as a deterrence to the furtherance of this type of crime. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you so much, colleagues. Do we have any questions for our delegation? Or is that it?
Just perhaps what are the details with regards to what the occult team will be doing?
What the occult team will be doing?
The occult team will be following up information. They will be investigating. It's a team of investigators that specializes in a multi-related kind of matters. As we have indicated, that we don't know whether it is an issue of hate crime, whether it is the issue, but the fact that the body parts were taken then warrants that the matter must be escalated to these specialized individuals that we are having specialized team, which is based at the provincial office, to investigate in accordance with the protocols that they have and what they know in relation to the occult-related matters.
All right, thank you. Colleagues, any more questions? Okay, if there are no questions, then thank you so much for joining us, and thank you very much for the support as indicated by the DMs and the General. Thank you.
Thank you.
are tortured by now. So you're reporting this morning.
Hey, it's been a whole day. It's been a whole
I know,
day.
but the
dear.
torture also, you must sometimes get counseling.
All right, what you have been listening to there is the government delegation that has gone to the home of Likhona Fose, and her life cut short at just 14 years old, and making very strong statements, as they have done in the past, including the past weekend at the funeral of Olorato Mongale. Now, in specific reference to this case, there is a specific unit that the police say is going to be descending on this investigation, and that is the occult unit. Now, they've spelt it out that part of the reason why this unit is going to be involved is because they suspect that there could be muti practices, and that is why they have decided that they're going to include this unit. How does that come about, you ask? Well, it's partly because of the gruesome nature of this crime. And again, I want to warn you that if there are children around, you best mute perhaps the volume, because I'm about to describe now the state that Likhona's body was found in, and it is said by the police that her body was cut, specifically the lower part of her body, her private part was cut and removed. That's the gruesome nature of this crime that we are talking about here. And so this is why the occult unit is going to specifically be involved here. All right, we're going to leave that there for the moment.